Hey, everybody. Listen, welcome in the building. Welcome in the building. It is Monday, trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. Before I get into tonight's show, and I didn't add this on the docket tonight because it's so heart-wrenching. Sometimes before I do a story, I really got to wrap my mind around it and get myself together. But I want to say the young man's name is Nolan Wells, 18-year-old, who went on a boating trip for the 4th of July weekend with his friends. He went missing. They got amnesia. They don't know what happened. His body was found. He's not alive. May he rest in peace. May peace come to his family. But his friends, they got his phone, but they have no idea, no clue what happened to him. Let me just tell you something about the young kids these days. I was born into the generation where we didn't know nothing about cell phones. It was a house phone. And we had pay phones. And we had pagers and beepers and Blackberries and stuff like that. Like, cell phones came into existence once I was already alive, where there are now everybody, they're born and all they know is cell phones. And when you say you got a house phone, they're like, huh? Why would you still have a house phone? Why do you need that? So I say all that to say that these kids and people these days, they keep their cell phone at their hip, close to their breast. They do not let their cell phone go. And for them to say they have this young man's cell phone, but they don't know what happened to him because it's all a blur, it's disgusting, it's sad. We have really got to watch who you call a friend. 18, gone. Very sad. But we'll probably address that story tomorrow. But on tonight's agenda, the title is called Crazy. We got the influencer killed at 21. 21. She barely got to live her life and she's gone. We're going to have a conversation about that. They say that a lot of times when people's life is taken, it's taken by the hands of somebody they know. Now, of course, we have seen random acts and all kinds of things in between. But they said for the most part, people are taken, their life is taken by someone they know. And they're saying this influencer that got killed, it wasn't random. It was some connections to it, but we'll get into that story. And we got a Texas bully who's a grown adult, 34. You know, I told you the other day, the stuff people are doing to go viral on social media is insane. And maybe these platforms need to stop highly rewarding people who do stuff to hurt other people just to go viral. Something's got to give. You're 34 with a water gun, squirting the homeless and the disabled, all for kiki and ha-ha on social media. You're deplorable. We're going to have a conversation about it. And then we got these teens, you know, they said a long time ago when I was growing up, they said if you don't got no respect for your mother and father, you'll have respect for no one. But I'm going to add law enforcement into it. I don't care how people feel about the cops. Because unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, the story we see about cops are the bad stories. I wish they would blend in a mixture of the good stories, the cops that are out there doing good, saving lives, saving people, stopping real crimes, and not doing anything crazy. But we got these kids beating down an officer. When you can beat down an officer, you have totally, in my opinion, lost your natural mind. I told you right now, the officer pulled me over. Yes, how can I help you? What do you need? Can I get my stuff out the glove compartment? I'm cooperating. I want to go home alive. There's my hands. I got nothing. What happened? What do you need? Listen, everybody. We got stuff to talk about. It's Monday night trending topics, and y'all know what time it is. It's time for me to bring the people in the building. So I need a what in the chat. I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Monday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Crazy. The influencer lost her life at the tender age of 21, just getting started. We got a 34-year-old bully. You have got to be kidding me. And we got teens beating up the police. If you can beat on the police, you have lost your natural mind. Let me go ahead and share a screen so we can get more into the story. After I bring the people in. Uh-oh, hold on 1 second. My computer acting a little crazy. Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Diva.
What's going on? Hey, Julius.
Hey, Diva. Hey, y'all. Hit the like button for the Diva. Choo-choo, Diva. Yeah, that was a big glitch.
It was a glitch. I don't know what happened, but we're going to carry on and hope that things go well, okay? Let me start out with this man that is being a bully. Super sad, unbelievable, but let me share a screen.
Also tonight, what one man calls a prank, police call a crime. We showed you these videos last night. People often in vulnerable states sprayed down with water guns, then plastered on social media for views. The man behind it was charged with 2 assault charges and 2 for incidents, and bonded out of jail after his arrest yesterday.
ABC 13's Luke Jones tracked him down and asked him point blank, why did you do this? Luke joins us live now tonight with the story and an update you'll only see on 13.
Yeah, Erica, and he was quick to admit he's doing this for the views. He's trying to build an online following. Still, though, we asked him, is he worried about doing so at other people's expense? Many of those videos, you saw them last night, which some might term degrading. He says he'd apologize to anyone who felt like they were degraded, but at the end of the day, he doesn't think he did any real harm.
I wanted to start streaming and doing other things and making more money.
Part of the reason self-described comedian Christopher K says he embarked on water gun drive-bys since last summer, filming himself driving around Southwest Houston and Midtown, ambushing strangers with water guns.
Say, bro, you looking hot.
Thursday, he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of assault for spraying 2 men June 4th. Many of his targets appear to be homeless, and police say some of his victims were disabled.
But why homeless people in particular? Why target some of the city's
In my videos, I don't just shoot homeless people.
In one video, he lures a woman to his car with the promise of money.
How you doing today? You doing good? You hot out there?
In another, he tosses food at a man before spraying him.
Hurry up, man. I got to get out of here. I love you, brother, huh? Really, look, right here. Keep this in front of my, I just put this in front of the door. I walk and pray every day. Every time I go out, I pray before I go and shoot these people because I really don't want to hurt nobody.
Case insists his water guns were set to the lowest possible setting, but that offers no protection from feeling degraded and humiliated.
I'm totally 1,000% sorry for this. And that's not just saying this because I'm caught.
He directed us to this video on his YouTube channel of him feeding the homeless 5 months ago with his daughter. But then there's posts like this, where he refers to some of his targets as zombies.
But some say that's dehumanizing.
I'm not calling them zombies because that's what they are. It's all commentary for the content. It's not what I really truly mean. I love everybody, genuinely.
Love isn't how everyone describes it.
That is kind of rude, but I mean, it's hot as heck out here.
That's like so disrespect kind of thing.
The kind of thing Kay says he's finally through with.
They took all my water guns. You can easily go buy more, but I told them I'm done with it. I'm not going to shoot nobody no more.
And tonight, those controversial videos still up on all of his social media accounts. No discussion today about removing them, but he did express regret about not posting more of what he calls his good deeds. He says he plans to post more of those in the future. Reporting live tonight, Luke Jones, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
He need to stop playing games. Hold on one second. Callie, hold on. The computer acting up. I'm trying to let you in. All right, there we go. Hold on, guys. I want to share screen again. No, that's not it. Okay, here it is. So water-gun assault, hold on, it should be coming in. Val, Texas, Bodie, 34, filmed himself targeting the homeless and disabled with world's most powerful water gun. Now the law has caught up with him, okay? And we saw him pow-powing with the water gun, innocent people, and all for clicks and views.
For procurement managers, Grainger is the go-to.
I'll just let that skip. And you know, again, he's too grown, 34, and this is what you're doing for some clicks and some views. Go get a regular job if you got to stoop that low for some clicks and some views on social media. Just waiting for that to pass.
You want $1? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad, baby. You don't want to grab it? I said I'm sorry. No. Hey, I'm sorry, but I love y'all. Shut up.
Disgusting behavior. Sorry.
I'm hungry.
We should order.
Okay, hold on one second. A Val, Texas bully is facing assault charges after he allegedly filmed himself spraying homeless and disabled people with high-powered water guns. Christopher, 34, went viral after he posted a series of TikTok videos that showed him riding in a car through Houston and pelting people with a motorized water gun out the passenger window. So there was a disgusting person driving and that thought it was cool and funny to do this with him. And obviously somebody was filming for him, right? Because if he had it in his hand, shooting people. So all of them are disgusting. He blasted people standing at bus stops, walking down the street, and even targeted individuals who were obviously sleeping, the videos revealed. Hold on. In one disturbing clip, he offered $1 to a woman who was panhandling, but dropped it on the ground. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad, baby. He is heard saying, "You don't want to grab it?" I say I'm sorry. As the woman, who is visibly deflated by his rude gesture, leaned down to retrieve the bill, he sprayed her with the water gun and shouted, "Sway out." He then urged the driver to go, 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 but continued to spray people sitting at bus stops as they drove past. One clip saw him shout, "Wake up, MFer, wake up, and your MFing A," before he doused a sleeping homeless person with water. And another, he threw food at a man before blasting him. Unbelievable. Disgraceful. The Daily Mail revealed more than a dozen videos dating back to February of similar apparent assaults that had been shared to his account. It's unclear exactly how many videos he recorded on the number of times he carried out the cruel stunt. He was arrested last week and charged with 2 counts of assault with bodily injury after investigation by Houston Police Department, the force said. Police allege that many of his victims were disabled and homeless. Investigators said he targeted people in Houston's Midtown neighborhood, but believe he likely carried out attacks in other locations as well. He was released on a general order bond on Friday and is due to appear before a judge this week, court records show. His videos have gained hundreds of thousands of views, with some social media users branding it funny, while others claiming he is messed up. He appears to have been striving for influencer status, boasted about using the Spiral 4 water blaster in his stunts. The device is marketed as the world's strongest water gun, and it manufacturers warn users not to shoot people in the face or in the eyes with it. This is him with the water guns. This is him blasting people. Since his release, he has taken to Facebook to apologize for his childish activities and defend himself. I really love these people. I'm not a bad person, he posted on Saturday, accompanied by a video of him handing out food to displaced individuals. He tagged the official Houston Police Department page in his video. And another post, he issued an apology to those he sprayed, but also tried to brush their shorts off as what he perceived to be harmless fun. They really want to frame me as a bad person when I generally love these people. No hate in my blood ever, he wrote. For all the feelings I hurt, I do sincerely apologize for my actions. In my eyes, these were harmless fun we all enjoy at one point of our life. I don't want to be negative, but you know what's crazy. All the people that write bad comments for my childish activities are the same people that roll their windows up to the homeless that ask for $50 every day. That's crazy work. But believe it or not, I keep God first. Despite his apology, he has still been met with a wave of criticism from other social media users. Okay, those are his videos that he put up. But instead of stopping his antics, he is now trying to hit back at his haters by promoting a one-on-one water gun fight challenge. Since the world rather see me robbing, killing, or stealing and trying to humiliate me on the internet when I'm really a great person, they only showing the little harmless fun I was having, he wrote. But I'm going to take this and make a viral 1-versus-1 water gun fight consent challenge. Y'all stay tuned. This will be positive to my community. Water guns up, real guns down. And he just told the news that he ain't touching the water guns no more. Julius, your thoughts?
Lord.
I'm the Julius first, but go ahead, Julius.
I'm gonna be consistent. If the young boy overseas shouldn't be doing this, and he needs to face legal trouble. Now, I'm a spiritual person. I don't care if he prays every time he goes out that door. He's lucky he hasn't come across a crazy person doing that too, and they haven't retaliated. Because folks is off their freaking rocker. And then he wants to try to clean it up like, look, I'm serving food. I'm a good person. No. There's ways you could be a good person, not be stupid. Come on now. Think. You say you have discernment, use it.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts? Savannah, are you there?
Diva, can you hear me?
Yes. I don't know if you want your camera. Okay, go ahead.
Oh my goodness, buttons are just going crazy. Sorry, hon. I found absolutely no humor in this in this person who claims to have the title of comedian and his whatever this is, because this is nothing but a ways to try to make a small amount of income without him actually having to go get a job. Um, I wouldn't even take a sandwich from this man. I do not trust him to even be handing out food to the community. And I think that he should have got more than just the small fine that he got, because there could have been. How do we know that there wasn't bodily fluids or something in these water toys? Um, let me see. I'm sorry. There was
Fine.
crosstalk in the hallway. But for him to pick on the most vulnerable of our citizens, and he did that on purpose because he knew that they couldn't retaliate. And these people, as we know, they have serious emotional issues, social issues. Then these people experience homelessness not because it's a choice. A lot of them are facing whether it's DV situations, financial issues, trauma, or even mental health. And so that's why he thought that picking on these people, there's just such an easy target for him to try to make some type of living off of. I think honestly that he should have got charged with more, some type of terrorism, honestly, because he was luring these people over to his vehicles, and even with the promise of $1, and then assaulting them. I don't know what that could be. Water, that could be bleach, it could be acid. We have seen many. There could have been body fluids in that water. We don't know, and they didn't know, and they didn't ask to be treated that way. So I think that he should absolutely get more charges, and that they should demand that those videos be taken down, because now that we're talking about him, others are talking about him. He's going to go get the clicks and views, and that is going to it's going to do exactly what he set out to do from the beginning, torment and torture the less fortunate so that he can make some type of monetary gain. Shame on him. It's just disgraceful. I don't know where we are in humanity, where we have no compassionate, no civility, and our morals are just absolutely in the toilet, just gutter.
It's super, super sad. What he did was disgusting. And you never know if you could be one of those people on the street like that. I can't think of the full wording of this song right now, but I know there's a gospel song that goes, thank you, God, it could have been me out there with no shoes, no clothes, nothing to eat. It could be you at any given moment. He's disgusting. Katrina, I don't know if you saw the story, but you're up.
Yeah, Diva, I caught the end of it. Hey, Diva, hey, panel, hey, chat. My thing is, I think when people do things like that to get clicks and views and to make money off of it, I honestly think YouTube should freeze their money and give it to the ones that they assaulted on their videos. And then maybe they'll stop it. Just like the little boy over Europe or whatsoever. I think they should freeze their money. Any type of money they're making from these videos, I think it should be frozen and give it to the people that they assaulted. Because why should you make money off my pain? I don't think that's right. And he's around here shooting, pow-powing people with water guns. Some of these pow-pows don't look real, and some of them do look real. We have these little BB ones that look like they're real pow-pows. And they can you coming up to me with this, and now they're making the water pow-pows look that way as well. So you're going to pull out the wrong water gun the water pow-pow on somebody, and you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. But I honestly think they should freeze his money if he get any type of monetary benefits from that. I think they should freeze it and give it to the people that he assaulted. Just like what his name, Chad the Builder, whatever his name is. I think all their money should be frozen and give it to the people that they out there assaulting. That's all I got.
You know what? And I like that idea, and I'm in agreement with you. Wayne, your thoughts?
I didn't find this humorous at all. And if he thought that was comedy, then there's a very low bar for comedy if he thought that was comedy. Not only that, when you are come in contact with somebody or whatever, I mean, somebody could have tripped and fell, hit their head. I mean, he didn't think none of this out. I mean, what was it? He would have been saying the same thing if somebody fell, hit their head on something and was unalive. I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything. And all that means nothing. You know, I agree with Katrina. This kind of the content, it should be taken down because if it's still up, he's still gonna be making money off of it. Not only that, they need to, I'm not saying put him in jail, but have him out there doing some things that's humiliating to him. Maybe have him out there with the sweet street, sweeping the street, picking up trash, all the things he don't want to do. Yeah, because that's very degrading. When you're out there, you might have been going to work. Now you got to go to work wet. You may have been meeting somebody for dinner or whatever. Now you got to go, you can inconveniencing people. And it costs them money. That's it.
Yeah, and then for him to, when the news person came talk about you got the cross over your apartment, like miss me with the nonsense, ridiculous. Callie, your thoughts?
I've been thinking, what would be a greater punishment for him? And I think the biggest punishment for him is if there was a way to prevent him from making any money on social media. Ever. I think that would even be a bigger punishment than jail. I'm not quite sure how the logistics of that would work, but if there was some way to ban him from every app, and then if you find out he's using someone else's account, he is arrested. I see what he did as assault. I don't think it matters what you hit someone with. You've hit the person. And that's how I always look at this, throwing drinks on people and spraying people with water hoses and water guns. To me, you still hit the person. Now, as Savannah was saying, you have no way of knowing what is in this water gun. So now, not only are you wet, now your mental health is messed up because you don't know what you have been sprayed with. You don't know if it's acid that's going to start burning your skin in an hour. You don't know if it's bodily fluids. You don't know if it's dye. You don't know what the heck was in that water gun. So now you have traumatized the heck out of this person. And then he even said it, I wasn't just doing it to homeless people. So even the people that weren't homeless, these could have been people that had somewhere to go, had something to do. Now they got to go run home and take a shower and change their clothes and pray that it's not something that's going to make them sick. This is disgusting. And everyone in that car, in my opinion, there needs to be some type of real penalty, not this little fine. And I don't care about this mess he talking about he giving to the homeless and all this stuff. Yeah, you're doing it because you're trying to create content so you can make money. You don't care about these people. And yeah, people don't roll down their windows because they're afraid. Who's rolling down their windows for a stranger? Most people are not going to do that. So all of this gaslighting that he's doing to try to make us feel like we're doing something wrong because we're not out giving to the homeless, that ain't got nothing to do with what you're doing, buddy. And I wouldn't even trust him to take food from him ever. There's no telling what he may do to people. This guy's a sociopath.
He is, and the way he threw the food at the one person, the way he dropped in a dollar, the way he dropped the dollar on the ground like that, he's disgusting. And then like to try to do the reverse Uno on us and say, oh, since y'all trying to make me out to be the villain, y'all never give. Sir, we're not out there spraying on them and laughing at them either. It was a kiki and a ha-ha to you. And whoever was in that car with him need to be exposed to. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I think we've gotten to a point where everything is a hee-hee and a ha-ha to everybody. And I really don't think these people are looking at what's going on in this world. I am hating to see the news now because it's always somebody's life was taken by a pow-pow. Then you put this fool up, and he's playing around with, even though it was a water gun, it's still some kind of form of a pow-pow. And You want us to be okay with you making content out of it. You harassing other people to make content, to make money. You degrading other people to make money. Traumatizing people to make money. And everybody's supposed to be okay with laughing at your bull. Call BS. I think in this climate, I'm tired of seeing innocent lives gone, and I'm tired of seeing crazy fools out here making money while they wreaking havoc on other people's lives. I really am. I think he needs to be put in a sane asylum for a while, you know, to make sure he's straight. Because this is what he's starting with. Imagine what he's going to grow to do. Because they don't stop at this. This is where they start. So if this is his starting point, I don't want to see what happens when he progresses. Because after a while, these folks are not going to be content with seeing him water people or throw food or throw money. So what's going to be next? It's going to have to go up. I would hate to see what it's going to go up to. This man is a menace to society. He is not sane to be walking around on these streets. I wish somebody would lock him up where he needs to be and get him the help he needs.
Thank you, in my opinion. I appreciate you. He's sick, he's psychotic, and he's dead wrong. And then, like I said, you're trying to use God and religion. I love people. People who love people are not trying to humiliate them. You're throwing the food at this person. You're dropping $1 on purpose, and then on top of that, it's $1 trash bag. And then you got the nerve to be giving out pizza with your daughter. You wish you would have showed more good. If you really believed and you trusted, you would have only shown good and hope that that would have rise you to the top of the level wherever you're trying to get to with this social media. Anyway, I'm going to roll into the next story. I think it is super, super sad that we got now the individuals who lives are being taken, and apparently by people that they know. This influencer, 21, and lost her life. Let me share screen.
Into the newsroom after a triple shooting in Miramar over the weekend.
Police have confirmed today that a woman was killed after those shots were fired at a Lamborghini SUV driving through the neighborhood. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live at that scene.
And Roy, I know you have the very latest on this investigation, so fill us in.
Yeah, sadly, that woman who lost her life, we've learned, is just 21 years old. But some pretty terrifying moments for residents who live here in this community. They tell me that they heard those shots fired over the weekend. They come outside of their homes to see an SUV absolutely riddled with bullets. It's all happening right in front of the home that you're looking at right here. And we just obtained surveillance video that captured what exactly happened. Take a look at this. New home surveillance video capturing the moments that a Lamborghini SUV pulls up to a stop sign when another car pulls up beside it. Police say shots are fired and that SUV comes to a crashing stop in the driveway of a home. This all happened early Sunday morning near the intersection of Southwest 27th Court and Sunshine Boulevard. Miramar police said that their officers responded to the area following a shot spotter alert. When officers arrived, they discovered inside of that fluorescent green SUV were 3 people shot, 2 men and a woman who were rushed to the hospital in critical condition. But again, we've learned the woman, identified as 21-year-old Brianna Johnson, sadly died from her injuries. Johnson, we've learned, was a social media influencer who went by the handle DreamDoll Brii. The residents we spoke with described the terrifying moments that those shots rang out. Take a listen.
Me and my family supposedly heard what sounded like gunshots around like 5-something, 6 in the morning, something like that. I don't no longer live here with my parents, so it definitely is a little worrisome to know that they're going to be here by themselves, and then this stuff is happening around them. Especially my grandma, older age, she's always outside. You know, stray bullets can catch anybody. It's not something good to think about.
And right now, we are working to get the names of the other 2 victims involved. As soon as we get that information, we'll be sure to let you know. As for what led up to the shooting and who pulled the trigger, well, that now all part of this investigation. For now in Miramar, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Super sad. Hold on one second. Yes, everyone, please, as I try to bring up this next piece here, just hit the like button. Influencer DreamDoll Brii dead at 21 after shooting. Influencer DreamDoll Brii, real name Brianna Johnson, has died after being shot as she was leaving a party in Florida, TMZ has learned. Police say the victims were driving a fluorescent green Lamborghini SUV around 5:30 a.m. Sunday when shots rang out. According to the Miramar Police Department, the SUV traveled about a block before crashing. Cops say the vehicle reached the intersection. A white sedan pulled alongside the driver's side and opened fire, striking 3 occupants. May she rest in peace. Police rushed to the scene after receiving a shot spotter alert and found the Lamborghini had hit the stop sign. All 3 people inside were rushed to nearby hospitals in critical condition. Police later confirmed the female victim, Brianna, died from her injuries. Miramar Police Chief Delresh Moss said detectives are still trying to determine whether the Lamborghini was followed into the neighborhood by the shooter. Certainly, they targeted this particular car for some reason, said Moss. We're trying to figure out why. Adding investigators currently have only limited information about the suspect. It seems they have some profile of the shooter, but they haven't been able to identify him/her. Brianna had built a large following on social media, where she was best known for her Bible track, Bend Over, which became a popular TikTok sound. She had more than 370,000 followers on TikTok and another 85,000 on Instagram. She was 21. May she rest in peace. You know, I don't like to do street stuff, but I heard she was definitely targeted. And that, you know, they did follow her. Someone followed her allegedly from the party. Savannah, your thoughts?
You know, July 4th holiday always is one of the most violent holidays in this nation. When it comes to July 4th and New Year's, people feel brazen enough to bring out their pow-pows and just act a fool. And it doesn't matter whether you're in the inner city or the backwoods of Georgia. There's always random pow-pows being I know mine, even in my area this weekend while we were during the fireworks display, there was pow-pows being discharged as well. So it's unfortunate, but that the July 4th weekend holiday, it does bring out the dumb and careless and the ones that think that they can get away with it. I completely agree that this group of young adults were targeted. It seems to be some type of beef. I don't know any of them. I just don't understand what is it that our youth are missing. I don't remember growing up with this much violence. And I was having this conversation with my grandbaby not too long ago. With the one thing that I can remember that I feared most during my childhood was the panel van, the white panel van with no windows. Like, I think that was the only thing that we had a fear for. But we didn't have to fear being in a playground and playing and being, you know, pow-powed, or just not with these kids face nowadays. And it's just not safe to be anywhere. This problem is it's more than political. I think community leaders, fathers, mothers, teachers, we definitely need to work with law enforcement, because there's more illegal pow-pows on the streets than there are legal. And would banishing them completely is not the answer. That's never going to happen. But and although most of the country is in agreements with tighter and stricter laws in order to be an owner of one, but there's other things that we can do where our children maybe try to lessen this number every year, and our kids don't have to be afraid to be out in the community, whether it's a party or a handball court or a basketball game, or it's just not safe anywhere, and it just seems to get scarier and scarier, and the boogeyman keeps getting bigger and bigger.
And they do say there was an altercation at a gas station prior to the shooting, and they unfortunately released 12 bullets into that car. That's additional information that we know right now. Julius, your thoughts?
My condolences do go out to this girl's family. And my voice is kind of somber when I talk about it because I kind of put pieces together that a family member of my aunt was unalived, and I'm thinking in the same way with the pow pow. I don't know what's the appeal of these, like, the village needs to. I talk about the village, but when I say the village, it's all fractions of the village. City government, community, neighborhoods need to come together, because there is an epidemic going on right now, and it's taking our youth. And my aunt's family member tried to do a lot with the youth, coaching teams, everything. And he was also unalived this recent July 4th. I tell anybody, it's okay if you don't like a person. You don't have to like somebody. But it's not okay to unalive them. If you want to talk smack, talk smack. But words have consequences. Be cautious and careful what you're saying, but you don't have to be everybody's cup of tea. But most importantly, you're not causing your family heartache. And that's unfortunately the situation for many families, which is unfortunate, which they do have my condolences.
Yeah, and even the other individuals in the car, hopefully their lives get saved and spared. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So I've been following this story all day, and I've been going down all the rabbit holes. There's two that's gone now. One of the boys is gone. And these are her cousins. So this is a family that's all rattled. And the people that were attacking these people were not even after her. They were after her cousins because of a fight that happened at the gas station, and these folks followed them. This makes me so sad because I have a 21-year-old. And I can't imagine him going out and having fun with somebody, his cousins or his family or friends, whatever. And because you get into an altercation at the gas station, somebody's going to follow him and end his life or end my whole family life or whoever. And he's going to be caught in it because he's riding with them. This is what I'm talking about. These people don't even have enough common sense to realize when you take somebody else's life, you're ending yours.
You said a word right there. in my opinion. Yes.
You are it literally ending yours. And in the consequences, you're causing two families to grieve the loss of both of you. Because you may be still breathing, but you're not going to be living on these streets. And let me tell you something. It's really stupid that y'all did this, and everything is on camera. Okay, the neighborhood talk has the gas station footage. Okay, the ring doorbell cameras. It's 2 or 3 ring doorbell cameras that's going around with y'all car and stuff, and one of them had your license plate on it. When you do stupid stuff and you think you smart, technology tell you just how stupid your behind is. Y'all out here trying to be bad and be a thug or whatever y'all trying to live up to. This ain't it. How many more of our young kids' lives are we going to have to lose before somebody in these political offices step up and say, enough is enough. Let's get these pow-pows off the street. We are literally seeing bystanders every time we hear these stories. It's always a bystander that loses their life and they're not even in the situation. We done saw babies lose their life. How much more are we going to have to put up with before all these states say enough is enough?
I appreciate you in my opinion. Katrina, your thoughts?
Well, let me take you back. Obama did say enough was enough. And what did they come? He trying to take our pow rights. It's our pow rights. We can carry what we want to. This man tried to pull these things off the streets, but they fought against him. And the NRA is backing Trump. I mean, that's one of his biggest supporters. You think he's finna pull these these pows off the street? No. They're going to do exactly what they're doing. They want them on the street. And I say this time and time again. They want them on the streets so they can fill up these prisons that they're building. Because like I said before, a 17-year-old can't buy alcohol, cigarettes, or vapes, but they can go pow. What's going to unalive somebody first or faster? That's our. And for, my mom used to always tell me when I was younger, nothing good's happened after 12 o'clock. Here it is, 5 o'clock in the morning. And you can't tell, people are grown. They do what they got to do what they need to do. I'm a grown person, 2 o'clock, I'm getting sleepy. But anyway, people do what they got to do. And as she, in my opinion, said, she was a bystander. So I guess the cousin must have whooped up the person at the store and they got mad and retaliated. So you didn't follow somebody after you probably got your butt whooped. You should have went on home because both of y'all did walk away from the fight. Both of you were still living. But now y'all done caused chaos within this family and with your, as we said, with your family. Unless they ain't burnt this car and whatsoever, but the folks still got your tag. So you can burn the car, throw the car away, whatever. You still on video. This is sad. Rest in peace to both of the people that lost their lives. But these people got to be careful out here because you don't know who's your enemy. You don't know who's around the corner. And you got to watch what you say with your mouth. Because I was told always, your words have power. Your words have meanings. And sometimes you can talk things onto yourself. So just be safe out there. Just mind your business. And just try to make it through another day. Because at this rate, we ain't making it through another day. We burying one every second, just about. But rest in peace. Condolences to the family. That's all I got.
Yeah. Callie, your thoughts?
Yeah, this is really sad. And like somebody said, it's always a bystander or the person in the passenger seat that had nothing to do with the altercation or whatever. Now, I'm not going to act like, I think I'm a little bit younger than everybody up here. I'm 46. I'm not going to act like this is not normal to me. I mean, this was normal growing up for stuff like this to happen. It's actually seemed to be happening less, in my opinion. But I hope they catch this person. I don't know if it was something more than them getting into it in the gas station or what it was. This is a car that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I don't know what the cousin does. I don't know if maybe the person just felt real hurt because not only am I looking like a fool next to this dude in his Lamborghini, I just got my behind kicked by this dude in his Lamborghini. It could have been that. I don't know, but I'm sorry that this girl is gone. I was in a similar situation. Luckily, the person had no aim, and all they did was break glass, and I'm still here. And that was long time ago, probably over 20 years ago. This is sad. And do I believe that they're going to take all of the pow-pows away? No, I don't. Because part of the Second Amendment and what this country was founded on was the right to bear arms. I just don't ever see it happening. But maybe we need to come up with other solutions. You know, like what is going on with people that they value human life so little and their own freedom so little? Because like everyone else has said, more than likely this person's going to be caught and they're going to be doing 20 to 30 at least, probably longer. Their life is probably over at this point. So it's you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, let's just be real. Everybody is around pow-pows, but not everybody is using them like this. So what is going on with people that they just have such a low value of human life and of their own freedom? Yeah, this is sad. I saw this story earlier, and you know I hate to see this. This is a kid. She's only 21 years old, and I'm sorry to say that if her cousin really got into it with this dude, she might have been part of what motivated him. Because you don't know that's his cousin. You just see he in a car with a pretty girl. He in an expensive car with a pretty girl, and you ain't got your feelings hurt. So, yeah, this is, I hate seeing these stories.
Yeah, I do too. I hate seeing them too. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, I'm kind of on board with Callie a little bit. That not that this, I mean, I don't have a clue what, you know, wasn't there nothing, but I think that Lamborghini had something to do with it. First of all, like Callie said, that car cost thousands and thousands of dollars. And you 21 years old, driving a Lamborghini. My thing is that these YouTubers, because you're hearing about a lot of YouTubers being unalive with their crazy stuff. My thing is that these YouTubers are coming into big money, 21 years old, and I'm sure all the followers she has, she's making big money. They don't know how to tone it down. Everywhere they got to go, they got to be glammed up, you know, or whatever they're doing, they got to be at the top of their game, you know, the car, all that, and you're drawing attention to yourself. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, and that shouldn't matter what somebody has. But what I'm saying, these young ages, and they getting this money, I'd like to think they putting something aside, maybe some college, doing something, you know, constructive. But they're with this YouTube and the content, they're putting their lives in danger. It's unfortunate, but they putting themselves in places that they shouldn't be, the wrong place, the wrong time, and S happens. That's it.
I hear everything everybody is saying, but to be unalive just because of a car that you're driving is super sad. Everybody, I said it the other day, people are too trigger happy, and whether your feelings was hurt or not, to go and release, even if your target were the guys. You know when you pull, or you should know when you pull a trigger, that the thing that comes out of it doesn't have a name on it. And if you're just releasing randomly 12, I mean, how could you not hit the driver? So now to know that 2 people out of the 3 are gone, this is incredibly sad. My heart breaks for this young lady. And I can't even say watch the company you keep. If you saying these were her family members, these were cousins. How do you not hang out with your own cousins?
Diva,
I don't.
I want you to pull up the gas station footage. I think the neighborhood talk has it because it seemed like these people were really heavy on the money, even at the party that they were showing. Because everything, like I said, everything is recorded, and you know everybody got to be the first to put it out. So I've seen all of it, and they was just throwing money everywhere. I mean, they was hanging out of cars. It was a group of cars. They was hanging out of cars throwing money. I,
Yeah, I'm not going to show the footage. I did see it. In my opinion, I'm not going to show it. I just feel that. I don't know. I just feel that everything that's going on in the world right now is insensitive. People are losing their mind. And I like what you said, and I'm going to stick with that and roll with that. You take a life, you're going to lose your own life. And I don't mean that necessarily because somebody's going to come take yours, but like you said, with the cameras everywhere, and I've been saying this for I don't know how long, it's no longer a matter if you're going to get caught. It's a matter of when. They got license plates. They're going to catch them. And you got to ask yourself, was it worth killing 2 people, potentially 3, for whatever went down at that gas station? Super sad. I'm going to go ahead and roll into this last story. When you want to beat up a cop, what future do you have? How can we save you? Let me share a screen so we can get into this story. Feral teens filmed beating up a female police officer again. These July 4th events. At a July 4th events, as conservative star Ann Coulter says, putting a small blonde woman in a uniform was not a good idea. And see, my problem is it shouldn't matter who's in the uniform. You should not be putting your hands on no police officer. Hold on, I just want to make sure that's paused. A group of feral teens were caught on camera assaulting a female police officer at a 4th of July event. The horrific footage of the brutal assault emerged following a block party in North Charleston, South Carolina on Saturday night. The officer was seen being punched in the face by a female, excuse me, while a young man held her down before another woman attacked her with what looked like a baton. Another officer managed to intervene as the officer is dragged away by pushing the woman with the baton to the ground and grabbing another of the teens. He then resorted to using his taser, which caused the horde of teens assaulting the officer to flee. The young man continued to hold the female officer down throughout this. The male officer pinned his knee to his chest, which caused him to finally release his grip. He is then seen being placed in handcuffs alongside another individual as a large group watched on. The footage has since gone viral, with conservative political activist Ann Coulter suggesting that it was a bad idea to deploy a young female officer. Why? She's an officer. It shouldn't be a bad idea. It was a bad idea for these teens to think it was okay to put their hands on her. This is the teens. Yes, that plus prison time for these teens, but putting a small blonde woman in a police uniform is waving a red flag at the teens. She posted to X saying that the parents of the kids involved should be banned from federal handout programs, adding, but putting a small blonde woman in a police uniform is waving a red flag at the teens. According to North Charleston Police Department, they later recovered multiple firearms and a makeshift spear at the scene. The department said that 2 officers were assaulted at the scene after responding to reports of gunfire and people firing fireworks at passing vehicles. After they arrived on the scene, they were told that several people had started letting off their firearms. It was at that point that the fighting broke out. North Charleston Police Chief Ron Camacho told reporters at a press conference that 2 female officers both suffered minor injuries but are back at work already. In total, police arrest 4 people following the brawl, 3 of them being minors and 1 an adult. Camacho also warned that additional arrests will likely be made, with investigators revealing body cam footage. He said, what you got on that social media, you're looking at one little snippet, at one little video. We are out there for an extended period of time. This is just insane. Let's just watch this really quickly. Y'all are literally beating up a police officer? Now, if the police would have pow them and not tased them, then what? Incredibly crazy and sad. State Attorney General Alan Wilson posted the X saying the violence we witnessed at North Charleston is unacceptable. There is no place in South Carolina for mild violence or attacks on law enforcement. Anyone who assaults a police officer, fires a weapon into a crowd, or threatens public safety should be arrested, prosecuted, and held fully accountable. South Carolina is a state of law and order. We will not tolerate mob rule. A statement from police added attacks on law enforcement are unacceptable, and those responsible will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The safety of our residents and visitors remain our highest priority. We appreciate the cooperation of the many attendees who complied with officers' instructions. I mean, I was in complete and utter shock. Savannah, your thoughts?
Here we go again with kids having nothing to do, nothing better to do. Also on 4th of July weekend, my jaw is still, I'm unable to close it. Where's the adults? Where are the parents of any of them? There was at least 8 to 12 children out there, and I didn't see any adult around these children to help law enforcement out. They have absolutely no respect and no regard for authority, obviously. But if these officers would have retaliated in any type of way, the community would have gotten an uproar and blamed it on the officers. And Ann Coulter, she didn't really specify, that because they were female in a uniform. Her emphasis is more that they were blonde females in a uniform. And she is very, very political, very one-sided, and not liked by many, controversial. And she looks for instances like this to bring the vision out to the forefront and the cause of separation. But these children here, I hope that there's more future arrests, because again, here we go. So it looked like somebody was actually recording the incident. That didn't look like a body cam. That looked like someone was recording the incident. And was this for likes and views? So I really hope that there's more arrests coming and more charges coming, because that female officer could have gotten hurt.
Yeah.
She was clearly overtaken, and there was more than 1, 2, 3. There was 3 people on her at one time. Thank goodness that they didn't get a hold of her pow.
That part.
That's where my eyes immediately, where is her pow? They didn't, because this could have ended so tragically. And I really want, until we start teaching these kids that their actions have consequences, they're going to keep pushing the envelope and pushing. And to see how far they can take this disrespect and this disregard for any type of authority. So parents should be charged, but I definitely want to see some kids in cuffs.
Yeah, super sad. Julius, your thoughts?
This is disgraceful.
Mm-hmm.
And I said this earlier, talking about my own community. Well, guess what? This is just a visual point. The youth is out of control, and they don't give not one fluff about having respect and respecting law enforcement. And the cop is lucky they did not find the pow pow. Because if they would have located the pow pow, this would have turned tragic. But I want to give props to the other cop.
Mm-hmm.
Because that other cop thought, now, if I use my pow pow, the community is going to go after me. Let me taser the person and see what happens. That quick second decision saved that officer's job and saved the other officer. But the youth is out of control. Village, parents, stop being your kids' friends and get on their behinds. Put them in check. But no, y'all want to be their little friends, run into the fights along with them. No, put them in check. It's not just city government, the schools. It's the community. It's the neighborhoods. It's the parents too. It's a whole wide thing when I talk about the village. Get it together. The youth is out of control.
Thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Diva, this was another story that had me in a tailspin today. Because I said when we was looking at the story of the mother that was walking her kids home and she got jumped. What's next? You see what's next? Now we got to put the parents at the front hole because these kids didn't get this way on their own to think that they was okay with doing this to somebody. They learned it from somewhere. So I'm pretty sure these parents is up there talking about how, oh, we don't study the cops and all this. You have to be careful what you put in your kids' head. You have to be careful how you train your kids. I want every last one of these parents found, and I want them locked up. I also want all these kids locked up. I know everybody hate it when I say it, but when you break the law, there are consequences to your action. And evidently they didn't learn it at home, so they'll learn the hard lesson in a jail cell. I'm sorry. I didn't give them these piss poor sorry parents that didn't train their children. Because when you train your kids the right way, they 9 times out of 10, they won't go astray. They just don't. But this is sad because I saw this woman on the ground. And when these men officers came, I was pissed off at them because they were sitting there for a minute looking and not doing nothing. I really hated it because I felt like they was like, this is what she gets for coming out here. You don't realize how bad women have it in every profession, but they look down at every profession. People think that they can't do the same job a man can do. And so they let this stuff happen for a reason to try to tell them, see, I told you, you can't be this, you can't be that. When you get called to a situation like this, it's all hands on deck. You don't sit there and look. I really hated it that this happened to these 2 officers because it was 2 women officers that got hurt. Thank God they didn't lose their life because it could have been one of those situations as well. But I saw the little girl, she was walking around the officer, she had something in her hand. I didn't understand why they ain't just snatched her up neither. I just feel like this went too far, too quick, and it was not enough hands on deck.
Very, very sad. Thank you. In my opinion, Katrina, your thoughts?
First of all, I would have waited for backup. Especially when you getting called out saying that somebody is shooting fireworks at a car or in a pow pow. I definitely would have waited for more backup before I put myself in that situation. Ann Coulter, please be quiet because we don't hear that. We don't want to hear anything you got to say. So, okay, so if that was a black woman out there and she was getting beat up, would that been a bad thing as well? Lady, please.
Oh, Katrina, is it just means you're breaking up really bad?
Yeah, she is breaking up.
Yeah, Katrina, maybe go out and come back in. I'm gonna jump to Callie.
Okay, between this and what happened in Newport Beach, I actually thought this was going to be sort of like a segment of the Newport Beach study, but this is a whole other city with some whole other kids acting crazy. There is something going on where people are not, especially the younger generation, able to process the consequences of their actions. And I don't know if it is being desensitized by seeing TikTok and Zeus Network and things like that, where people are getting into all of these altercations and nobody goes to jail or gets pow-powed, because real life don't work that way. I am very grateful to these officers that they did not use their pow-pows and that they had that level of value for human life, because I don't know if I was being attacked like that, I don't know what I would have done. So I just want to say hats off to them for, being able to use restraint. I'm sorry, these kids need to be charged with assault of a police officer. There was no reason for them to have done that to these officers.
Absolutely insane to me. When I
Yeah.
saw this, I was just like, I mean, you're crazy when you sitting there thinking you could beat down an officer.
I think there were 3 officers hurt in that whole melee that happened in Newport Beach. They're being a little tight-lipped about that because that is a predominantly Caucasian neighborhood, and they are known for not allowing Black people to even be in that area. So I think out of all 400 people, I think only 2 of them were Black. So this is not a race issue. There is something that is happening, and I think it has to do with some of the content that they are consuming, that they are not processing a consequence for their action. And it is very scary because I almost feel like we are producing a bunch of sociopaths. And to me, like I said, the fact that they didn't realize that this lady could have taken their lives is a problem. This woman is armed. And Ann Coulter, you're not helping. I mean, look, in an old-fashioned kind of way, I can kind of see her point. If this was some big 6-foot tall guy that looked like them and sounded like them and was able to relate to them, would they have done this? We don't know. But we can't just say that women can't be police officers. That I don't think that's because that's kind of where she's going with this. Let's just be honest. Whether if it's blonde hair, whatever, that's kind of where she's going with this. I don't know if that is solving anything. We already don't have enough police officers. Yeah, somebody needs to look into this. And I'm a firm believer in media being used to socially engineer people. And I think it still is, but I also think with all of these apps and streaming that the powers that be have lost control. So it's like something that's programming people that has sort of run amok, as you will, and people are just not able to process consequences anymore. I think there's something deeper.
Yeah, see, the trouble I have when people want to go there, everybody's not running amok, and there's millions of people that watch their social media per minute per day. So I think that it's something within you that
Well,
has
I don't think it's going to affect
social media.
everyone.
that creates who you become. It gotta be something they're seeing in that household, even outside of social media. When you think it is cool, just like to go back to the story with this guy that's pranking these people with the water gun, and he got his child out there with him giving out the pizza. You think his little daughter don't know that he was water gunning these people and putting up on the social media and thinking it was a kiki and a ha ha? So imagine what's going on in her psyche.
Well, yeah, I can agree with that. But you also have to remember the algorithm shows different people different things. So
Yeah,
how did he get like that?
You have to. When I look at these stories, yes, the algorithm keeps giving me stories that match it. But even as you got adults, this man is 34. You got adults acting a fool. I see craziness all day long, but I'm not out there tripping the people, shooting the people, so that I could throw it on Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva, so I could get 100 or 1,000,000 subscribers. So that's why I'm saying to you, is something within you too that on top of what you see is triggering what we see. It's not just, you're seeing this and this is who you become. I can't, I just can't,
No, more or less what I'm not going from a moral place. I'm going from a point of view of you not understanding the consequences of your actions. They all could be gone today. The fact that you didn't understand that this lady is armed is a problem. And I don't know what is going on. Because again, we had over 400, I won't say we because I don't live in Newport Beach, I live in the hood. But it was over 400 people arrested in Newport Beach this weekend. And I think 3 or 4 officers were injured. They were chasing people on horseback and everything. I have not seen anything like this since the LA riots. There is something weird going on with people.
I hear you. Let me move.
Yeah.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. I tell you what's going on with these people. Everybody want to go viral. Everybody want to make money off of YouTube. Everybody wants to be a star, but not going through the hard work of really becoming the right kind of star. Everybody want to make quick and easy money. These kids didn't care that that lady was armed because they was armed. That's what she came there for. They had their pow-pows as well. So they didn't care that she was armed. And then when you get the government giving kids more power than the parents, then that's when you get a problem. If you spank your child, well, they can call the police, they can come pick mama. You giving your kids too much authority over the parents. So you wondering why these kids are out here acting like that. And he's still, you got parents that still bring down the law, try to set structures and everything like that. But like I used to tell everybody, you can never say what your child won't do if your child is right down in your face. Because I can say my child ain't gonna do that. No, my child ain't gonna do that. That's a lie because I don't know what my child would do. I would hope my child would do the right thing. I would pray my child would do the right thing. But you don't know what your child would do when they get up with other kids and other teenagers, as you've seen. Now, I'm not saying that all these parents are bad or whatsoever. Maybe like you said, like the girl that went out with her cousin, maybe they went out to have a good time. Maybe they was like 4th of July doing fireworks. I'm quite sure nobody's sending their child out to go shoot fireworks at somebody's car. But yet still they should have been monitored because I don't know what their age bracket is. But the thing of it is everybody want to go viral. And as Savannah said, that was not no camera from a cop monitor. That was somebody recording that to get views and likes. So we have to monitor what these kids, how fast they trying to make money off these YouTube streets. That's the thing right there. It's not the thing that it's the YouTube that's making them crazy. No, it's the YouTube where they trying to get the money from YouTube. That's what we have to focus on. Because how many people, like this girl was an influencer on YouTube. And I'm not saying they got anything to do with these people, but I'm just saying, look at the structure. They're trying to make easy money. Everybody wants to go viral. Look at the man that was skeeting people with the water gun. He's on YouTube. Look at the boy that was doing it over in Europe, wherever he was. He's on YouTube. Everybody wants to be viral. Everybody wants to make money. It's the YouTube streets that they want to be on. It's not the YouTube, because the YouTube can't do nothing. It's just a station. It's the people that's on the YouTube that's causing this dismay. And that's what we have to focus on. And it's really, really taking these kids down the wrong path, because everybody wants to be on the YouTube streets. But that's all I got. And Ann Coulter, please shut up, lady. We don't want to hear anything that you got to say, because as Savannah said, it's going to be one-sided anyway. And she's very, very racist. And by she's saying that this lady was a blonde police officer out there in the street. Okay, so what was a black girl out there getting beat? Would you say the same thing? Miss us with that. But yeah, them kids do need some discipline done to them. But that's all I got.
Yeah, this is I mean, horrific is an understatement. Three very sad stories in three different ways. We got the influencer killed at 21. What a horrific way to die. And you know, I don't have a problem with people being influencers. She was not hurting anybody. She was doing her music online. And you ask a lot of high school students now and a lot of college students, because it's quicker, easier, stress-free money for the ones that are not doing it in a crazy way, to be an influencer. When you go to work 9 to 5, 8 to 5, whatever, 7 to 7, and you're getting beat down for your check every 2 weeks and no recognition, and you could get online and be a successful influencer and make more than in a month than you could probably make in a year in the grind. I mean, I understand their want for to be an influencer. I get it. All of it is not, you know, just vicious ways that people are doing it. Some people are very legit and doing it in a very clean way, and more power to them. But this 34-year-old that was doing it and trying to bamboozle us and tell us it was nothing but fun. If somebody sprayed a water gun on him unknowingly and he was on his way to somewhere or minding his business, he would not like it. So he's full of crap. And you know, the last one, the officer, I feel for her. She's law enforcement, and those kids, they're going to get it stuck to them. They're going to feel the heat and the fire. You beating up on the police, and I commend the cops for the limited force that they use. They got it right this time. But at the same time, I'm almost feeling like because it was a female officer, they didn't get as aggressive. But that's neither here nor there, right? Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, do the Diva a favor, hit it on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.
Choo choo.